Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Whoo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Book in the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from November the 28th, 1992. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video. And lastly, type a comment or two with what you liked or didn't like about this episode. It really does help the channel grow, and it does make Hard Body Harper very, very happy. Before I throw it to Doc, big time shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marquis Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin. Thank you for your generous support on Patreon each and every month and basically being the sponsors of this show. Doc, throw it to you first. How goes it?
I'm getting ready.
Okay.
What?
Harper, you don't know this, but next week is our birthday show.
Oh.
So
we getting the cake?
I'm going to get the cake and a stripper.
Okay, cool.
I don't want the stripper to come out of the cake because I don't want to eat a bunch of chlamydia.
Well, how about this? All the listeners can subscribe and like and comment on the YouTube shit.
As a birthday present to us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Losers.
Whoa.
Okay. Nobody's a loser, but that
yes,
insinuates
they are, they're lazy.
Well, that may be true.
That insinuates that insinuates that you don't want them to do it during the other time and only during the birthday month. No.
Well, you see, I'm trying to do like college. You like when the Sheik used to say, "No, I don't want to hear USA, USA," and they would just chant it louder. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Gotcha.
You're losing control real early into the show, Mike.
Okay. Well, if you say so. I don't think I ever have control with you two.
That's true too. Well, Harper, how you doing over there? I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing fine, man. Sitting here living a dream.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
It's almost summertime. We're getting our swamp ass getting ready to take over the world.
Oh yeah, bro.
Onion crotch.
Bro, that's like today in the East, Mike, where they got that like wildlife refuge deal. I must have saw 5 or 6 dead alligators on the side of I-10.
Really?
Yeah, that's when you know it's summertime. When they start coming out the sun. I saw 2 or 3 of them were big too, about like 7, 8 feet fucking long. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck they got back here?
Those things are dinosaurs.
Are you talking about like Joe Brown Park?
You know, but like Michoud and all out there.
Well, I mean, there's Joe Brown Park.
The wildlife refuge, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Bro, I think we talking about the same thing.
I know we are.
That's the
Why are you calling
the largest wildlife refuge in a city in a whole fucking country.
You ain't talking about Joe Brown Park off of Reed Boulevard, are you? Or are you talking about something else?
Dude.
Okay, Joe Brown. That's a park.
Joe Brown's off of Reed.
Right, that's a park. Mike.
Right.
Arguing over shit nobody cares about.
And they have a wildlife refuge right there, like where the swamp is.
Do you think somebody tuning in from all over the world to listen to classic wrestling and unprofessional banter give a shit what part of New Orleans you're finding dead alligators in?
Hey, he's the one who brought up that he found dead alligators. Why are you questioning me and getting all swole up in the chest, bruh?
That's kind of funny, but you're like worried about where it's located. Like you're trying to whip out your maps, go and find that shit.
All right, I'll shut
Harper,
up. Go ahead.
Do poor people eat the alligators?
No,
like
they
grab
just
them and eat them.
No, they just fucking dead on the side of the road.
Okay.
People do eat alligator, though. I mean,
Oh yeah, they eat alligator.
Just not those alligators on side the road.
No, it's the tail.
Right.
That's where all the meat is.
Yeah.
That's where the fun is.
Mm-hmm.
Gator tail is good, man.
Now, I ain't mad at it. I love seafood.
What? That's not seafood.
Close enough.
It's not a fish.
All right.
Neither is a shrimp.
Yeah, but it breathes water.
What?
It's got gills
A shrimp has gills. Where?
on the side of his head.
I don't know about that one.
Google it.
Okay.
I mean, you're a doctor.
That's true. I'll figure it out and get back to you or not. Maybe I won't. All right. Well, Anyway, I think you have some other shout out, don't you? Or what are we doing?
Yeah, I got one new patron, Chuckles with a Z, new patron.
no.
Thanks for signing up. And if you're not a patron and you want to become one, I urge you to do so. You will get access to tons of Patreon content, including most of this year's Dark Side of the Ring reviews, because I only think Doc and I we didn't cover maybe one or two of them. The rest we did. Plus, we got the Clash of the Champions that aired recently as well. We've got, Starcade's on the free feed, but hundreds of Patreon shows are available at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. So become a patron, get all the good stuff. Doc,
are we gonna split the King of Cable over 2 weeks or what?
What are you talking about? I've told you a million times the King of Cable we've been watching the last few weeks on the regular show. It's not a pay-per-view or special.
They don't do it at Starcade?
Doc, you've been watching the tournament for weeks now.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I just thought that they had the final of the King of Cable at Starcade.
The final is.
That's what I mean.
But the rest of the tournament.
Version of like King of the Ring, huh?
Sure.
If you want to consider it that, I don't think that's what it was. I think it was just something that they wanted to do.
I think
I don't hate it.
They should win a big gold cable box. That's the trophy.
A coax cable that they can whip people with.
Yeah.
A shoe baby. No, what I mean is, are we doing Starcade over 2 weeks or 1 week?
Okay, you said are we doing King of Cable over 2 weeks?
Well, that's what Starcade's known for, right? Or is it Battle Bowl? I don't know.
Jesus Lord, Battle Bowl, the lethal lottery. Right? Yes. Yes, that's going to be over 2 weeks' time. We're going to split that up. Yeah. When you say King of Cable, I'm like, well, we've been watching the King of Cable. They've been having them. They've been having these matches on the Saturday night shows. The final is at Starcade.
Is it Starcade or Battle Bowl or King of Cable? And can I watch it on the Wrestling Channel or TBS?
Bro, you sound like an old freaking fogey right now.
Well,
God damn.
Do you want to hear a 5-star
Dutch Mantel and Dutch Mantel don't even sound this old.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, we got a 5-star review. Harper, listen to this 5-star review. I'm trying to figure out if this is. You'll hear the name. I'm trying to figure out if that's the person. Just listen to Doc read the 5-star review and who it's from.
What's the title of it? Because it cuts off on me.
Jesus Christ. Y'all in these iPhones kill me. I mean, it's like y'all can't see nothing. Let me get my damn reading glasses.
You're worried about.
The title says "Unprofessional the Way You Like It." Listen to the name on the review, Harper, when he reads it out.
From someone named Pat Wagner.
Pat Wagner.
Okay, read the review, and then I'll remind Harper who I think that is, or maybe
not for everybody. The relationship between the hosts is the real highlight. Great fun talking about some of the best wrestling ever. If Mike would just get things under control, it would be even better. As a bonus, this is the only podcast with a proper lesson in Thanksgiving etiquette.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the name wrong. It wasn't the person I was thinking of.
Okay.
Who is it?
Well,
I
thought it was Miss Pat from Wildkat. I was like, there's no way she's reading that. But I forgot. Miss Pat's name is not Wagner. It's Adams.
Oh, Miss Pat. No. Yeah.
Oh, and we just got Deep State Harper out of nowhere.
Coming from
That's
a
not
lefty.
Miss Pat.
Right. I know. So that name is familiar, though. So I'm trying to figure out who it is because I swear I've seen it either on Twitter or something. But Pat Wagner, thank you very much for the 5-star review. You can be just like Pat and get your 5-star review read on air. All you got to do is submit it, and we will read it on there. Thank you very much. But that was a great review, and we definitely appreciate it. And there's no chance of me getting control of any show anytime soon.
I doubt it. Yeah. Well, does Harper know what we're about to do here?
I sent it to him, but I don't know if he knows that's what we're about to do.
Okay.
What? What'd you send
All
me?
right. Some dick dancing. Anyway.
Oh,
Doc.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So let me ask this. First
Can
off,
you please describe that a little bit more quickly so that we know exactly what it's not like Richard Hard down at Chippendales here.
all right. Well, wait, hold on. So first off, longtime BTC Hall of Fame patron Ben Martin sent me this several weeks ago on Twitter.
That guy's been around longer than we have.
Yeah, Ben's a great guy. And anyway, so we several weeks ago had the discussion from Aaron on Twitter who said, is Stan Lane or Rick Rude a better dick dancer? So we kind of discussed that. And we said Stan. And then Ben followed up on Twitter and was like, well, what about Chick Donovan? And I saw the clip and I'm like, oh yeah, Chick would win. So anyway, this is something. This is interesting to watch. So first off, that's Paul Lee, if y'all are watching the video version that Lance Russell was talking to right there. I'm not going to play the promo, but that's Paul Lee right there, a very young Paul Lee. And he's managing, I forget the guy's name to the left, but he's managing him and Chick. And I forget, Chick's the champion of something right now, not important. I'm going to play this, but I'm probably going to have to silence out the audio for the YouTube version because of the music in the background. But
okay.
Man, Chick Donovan, he is unequivocally the head dick dancer leader in pro wrestling history, if you ask me from this
Why
point.
do you think do you think he's seen something in the crowd that he's trying to impress? Do we think he's just feeling it tonight? Do we think, I don't know. I heard Dutch say he was a fireman. Is he trying to put out a fire or start a fire that he can put out?
You'll always be the fire I can't put out.
I mean, if he's like Harper was in his single days, man, he's got a hell of a hose.
They call me the fire, man. That's my
name.
Come on, Doc. I run around town putting out old flames.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. George Strait?
No. That's Jelly Roll.
No. Jelly Roll.
So are we ready to watch?
Yeah, let's fire it up with the old Chick here. Let's let him set the territory on fire with his cock.
All right, I'm going to hit play. This is in Memphis, 1987. Here we go. On his way to the ring with his tag team partner.
Well, I think now that we've ended up in a situation, we'll ring that bell right this minute. Looking at our Chippendale strip, Chick Donovan, we're ready to go with action in the ring. Starting out will be.
I mean, Lance Russell's even saying, we're just looking at our Chippendale strip. I mean,
are you surprised that Lance knew what a Chippendales was?
I mean, that was so big back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember one time, I ever told you about the time when I was a kid and I was at my friend's house and we found a tape that has Chippendale on it, right?
Oh.
And we're thinking, okay, it's the two Disney chickmunks, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to watch some fucking Chippendale cartoons. Wrong. Those are his sisters or his moms or something. We're like, what in the fuck is this shit, bro? The fuck is this? This ain't no fucking Disney chickmunks, bro. Ugh.
Oh.
I'll never forget that one. Oh, okay, Chippendale. Like, yeah, that's the two chickmunks. All right.
So a couple of things. God, I had a point to make. But how old were you?
Dude, we must have been like 7, 8 years old.
So were you like, dude, I can't believe mine's gonna get that big? Or I mean,
No,
what are you thinking?
I'm like, oh God, it's just these guys fucking, dancing and swinging their peckers around. Like, man, it was like, what's wrong with your mom, bro?
Moms get lonely, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh. No wonder that any of us make it to adulthood. Jesus Christ. We talk about these kids not being tough like the old days, but man, we were left alone to just get scarred by life.
Dude, for real. Just go outside.
We needed a helmet.
Go ahead, Doc.
We just needed a helmet for life, not a bike for life. You didn't even get one on a bike, but we needed one for everything.
Bruh, if you wore a helmet on a bicycle back then, dude, I can't repeat what the hell everybody would have called you.
A British cigarette.
Yeah.
You would have been called the worst stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thought. Put a helmet on.
No.
Yeah.
What are you talking
didn't think about it. You didn't think about it. Your parents didn't think about it. Nobody that looked out their window to see you rolling down the street thought about it. No one considered it. It was not considered. You know what was more likely? An adult blowing a big puff of cigarette smoke in your face.
Yes.
Okay, so Doc, before we got sidetracked, let's go back to Chick.
Point. In case you have to take out the audio, we have the Robert Silva portion of the evening. The song that Chick is dancing to is "I Didn't Mean to Turn You On." Now that song was most popularly performed by Robert Palmer.
That's the Simply whatever guy, right? Simply
Irresistible?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Jeff Jarrett's entrance music in Memphis?
Yeah.
And
Simply
he also sang "Addicted to Love." But he didn't write the song. And this is where the Robert Silva portion comes in. So I'm talking directly to him and his audio file following. That song was written by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And I didn't know this was originally performed by American singer Cherelle.
Remember that, Mike? Cherelle.
Well, Mike knows who Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are.
Yeah.
Cherelle sounds like it was one of Mike's girlfriends when he was in college.
When his mom... You got him there because he responded. Usually he knows.
Oh, look, I hit a nerve.
So, does Chick have arthritic hips? Because he's not really, like, thrusting too much.
I tell you, he's not thrusting, but he's doing enough. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my point. Like, when you watch it, one might think, oh, we're like overselling it. But to me, it's the slow movements that he's given and the way he's doing it. He means it. It's perfect for the song. Like because that song is not like upbeat, but it's also not super slow. It's just mellow enough. And Chick is going with the mellowness of it, which tells me this ain't his first, time around the block dancing to this stuff. I mean, look at him right there, bro. That's he ain't doing nothing special. Like that's not the move right there that gets you to, the 6 stars for the match. But that little gimmick right there he's doing that we're watching, that right there is top shelf dick dancing. That's
not his first time to do it either.
Hell no. He's done that on a stage for women before. Look.
Well,
see that little swivel? The little shimmy right
there? Hips? When his That's the true mark of a professional.
Dude.
I guess, because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it seems like if you were going to do that on the circuit, that might be a move you would put into the repertoire.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Okay,
just the smoothness of how he moves tells me he knows what he's doing.
Okay, so would you like to know this? Chick is 40 years old right there.
Damn.
In 87.
Yeah.
Dude, he still looks great. That's what's crazy.
It says here he didn't start his wrestling career till 1977, which would have made him 30.
Oh, wow.
That's a late start.
Jesus.
Did he work Mid-South at all in the 80s?
I don't remember him there. I remember him in World Class came through.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is he would come to World Class every once in a while and wrestle, but yeah.
If he did come through Mid-South, it wasn't for long. But I remember him coming through World Class.
Now, I'm going to assume by what Paul said in the Chiron at the beginning, he's teaming with a Jack Hart right there.
Yes, that's his name. I couldn't remember his first name, Jack Hart.
Yeah. Well, that was certainly it's not explosive dick dancing, but like I said, if you know how to do it, you don't have to, you know who Jack Hart is, right? That's
well, hold on. Thanks for that bit of knowledge. Dude, this little 5 seconds right there before he gets into the ring.
That's the gold.
That is underrated. Some of the greatest dick dancing you'll ever see in your life.
He puts his hands together right above the goods. He is putting it the whole package together, literally
Look at
speaking.
him right there.
Right. I mean, look at that. Bruh. That is smooth. He's looking at some broad in the audience going, yeah, I'm going to get it. See you later.
Come on, girl.
That's what I was saying. Is like he saw something from backstage. I have to believe it was like, I'm going to go out there and steal the show.
Dude's got perfect moves, man. This is incredible. This is just really incredible.
Do you think he told the boys in the back, hey, y'all go watch what I'm about to do here? Let me show you how to really warm up a crowd.
Possibly. Oh, man.
And some guys are playing cards, and they're like, should we go up and watch what he does? Shit, I don't know.
No, it's just Chick doing his little stripper dance. Oh, okay.
Did he do the thing with the hands in front of his dick? Because that's a stellar move.
So the question now is, after you've seen this, Stan Lane, Chick Donovan, or Rick Rude, better dick dancer?
I think it's Chick Donovan because he does less with more. Or more with less.
Yeah.
I'm with Harper.
Look at that.
Okay. I cannot turn my back on Stanfield Lane. I'm staying with Stan Lane. Okay. He's got a, and now here's the operative word, body of work that stands up to the test of time.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's, you can't,
and you can argue it, but know, as we're coming up on 9 years in the business, how if we thought this is where we would be when we started this show.
Talking about the best dick dancer in wrestling history.
You would think that we would have either started there and gotten better or just quit by now. But now here we are 9 years later talking about that. And if I was the Facebook group, if I was the listeners, I would inundate you, Mike 504 Saints, with pictures of men dick dancing now.
Whatever.
What? Do it.
Whatever. I gotta make a GIF or a GIF of this because this little move right here.
That is the best.
That is top shelf, just chicanery. Like
I think of him doing that. You know what I think of is Harper. You ever seen that movie Striptease?
Oh,
with Demi Moore.
Oh yeah. With
and Burt Reynolds is standing there in his boots in Vaseline. That's what that reminds me of for some reason.
Yeah.
Somebody is listening to us for the first time that's made it this far, and they're like, why are these dudes talking about Chick Donovan stripping and dick dancing? We're not listening to this crap anymore.
We're not talking to them. We're talking to our people.
If you like the Chick Donovan dancing at the beginning of this show and love the discussion, make sure you post a comment in the comment section of the video. All right.
These dicks aren't going to dance themselves. Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that was something. Okay.
Man, can you imagine? Because here's the other thing. We didn't see all the Memphis stuff. Can you imagine all the crazy wild ass shit that went on like that nobody ever really, we didn't see it all.
I mean, I got the library. I don't say library. I got most of the Memphis stuff from like 82.
But when do you have time to sit down and watch it?
That's the problem.
Right.
But that's why I rely on people like Ben to send me clips.
Well, there you go. We need, hey, it takes a village to be this stupid. So we need our army to help us find things to talk about.
I mean, do you remember the Memphis clip that we watched years ago with Jimmy Hart and Kamala, and Jimmy Hart's on the microphone talking about he's going to get Kamala watermelon and something else. It was the most racist thing.
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't remember that, but I believe you that it happened.
We did a whole segment on it, and you don't even remember it.
Hey, I would have passed a lie detector test 3 weeks ago that Tavares Jackson was still alive. So I don't know what you want from me.
You don't remember that. Do you remember when we were with the promo we covered where Jimmy Valiant and Jerry Lawler are in the studio, and Jerry Lawler tells Jimmy Valiant that he's turned
yes, I
Boy
remember
Tony
that.
into a
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't say it though.
Just making sure you remember that.
I really like you, Mike, even though we cuss and fuss on the air, we're buddies, and I don't want you to get canceled.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say the word, but I was just mentioning, I was making sure you remember that promo. Because we've watched Memphis was notorious for having some insane stuff said on air.
Yeah, but we've done 52 shows a year for 9 years. You think I'm going to remember 450 some odd shit things plus the Smoky Mountain plus the Patreon episodes? I can't. What?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
We've been putting up our job is to put up Hall of Fame volume numbers, not to remember it all.
10-4.
Okay.
All right, Doc. Anything else before we get into Saturday night from this week?
We got to start warming this thing up for Battle Bowl. I mean, King of Cable.
Unfortunately, right? Okay. Well, let's get into it. So this week, again, we are covering November 28th from 1992. And
Harper, we got an all-timer tonight.
We have a what?
We have the personality profile segment, but we're going to have it with your friend and mine, Billy Badass Watts.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. This week was taped November 16th of 92 at Center Stage, the second half of the taping that took place on the 16th. During the intro, the voice intro tells us some of the things we'll see today. Then we go to JR, who is going to welcome in the Ambient Express.
Challenge of Mr.
Oops. Meant to hit mute right there.
Would you call them the Ambient Express? Because I had the Box and Springs Express and the Snooze Patrol.
Now, I do like the Snooze Patrol. Let me play the promo. I have to play it so that we can get a little bit of rest and like this is our intermission.
Everybody focus in on Johnny Gunn's hair because it is god awful.
Here it is.
See you guys. Thanks for being here, gentlemen. I'll tell you what, Tommy, this is a great young man. I'm really excited about the potential of your team.
Excitement's the word. You know, Jim Ross, I'm no stranger to tag team wrestling. I've held several different titles here in World Championship Wrestling, but this young man, Johnny Gunn, has a lot of potential, and we're going to take on any and all comers, world champions. We're going to make our way up that ladder, Jim Ross.
I know that you will, and this is what a great opportunity for you, young man.
Jim Ross,
I would like to take this opportunity once to thank WCW for taking a kid off the streets of Philadelphia and making his dream come true. And I'd also like to thank my man right here, the Z-Man, for picking me as his partner, because he could have had his pick of any one of these guys in this organization, but he picked one guy. It was me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to great things from this team. But right now, let's go up for action. And our ring announcer, Rhubarb Jones.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
You saw what kind of pants, what's his name's wearing?
What kind? Which one?
Not the Z-Man, the other guy.
Gunn? What's he wearing?
The Doc knows those pants. Watch when they show a full body. Watch when it goes down.
I was trying to get a good shot. What are they, Harper?
Trust me, Doc's gonna know.
I bet I don't.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, bro.
Okay. They need to add Eric Watts to this and go for the 6-man straps. Seriously.
Yeah.
The 6-man sleep monsters.
The 6-man sleeve stacks.
Look.
What are those? I can't see that.
No, watch when he stands. When you see see the tag on the crotch.
No.
What is it?
That's C. Cavaricci's.
Oh.
I was about to say that.
God. I think by then that was gone, wasn't it?
Right. This is 92. That was like late 80s.
Yeah, that was maybe 91. Because I think by the time I got to high school, that was gone.
Dude, I'm well into high school right now, and Z Cavaricci's was when I was in grade school.
Yeah, dude.
Because they said this dude I went to school with who wore him, and he thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and we just used to look at him like, bro.
I got to tell you, I'm in college by now.
Well, good for you.
That's nice.
Harper, do you have any thoughts on those two in that promo?
You know, it's sad that it's obvious the guy's been growing that mullet for a good couple of years.
Boy.
I mean, like, who does this shit on purpose, bro?
That's a purposeful choice.
Dude, it is. The top looks like a helmet.
It's a respectable haircut on top, and then it just gets out of control back.
Man, that's got some length. That's got some length to it, huh?
I know.
I mean, for all his faults, Zink's hair isn't terrible for the time.
Right. It's not that bad because it's long, but not stupid long. It's like Camaro long.
There you go, Camaro length.
The other guy's hair just screams, meth head, cops. She hit
achy,
me
breaky,
first.
big. That's an achy, breaky, big mistakey.
Yeah.
Z-Man doesn't even have a mullet. He's just got like hair that's just normal length, like the sides and the top, and the back is a little long, but it doesn't look like a mullet. Bruh, Johnny Gunn's is just, it's just like he's got a helmet. It's like a helmet on top, and then it's just, look at that.
It's almost like a coonskin cap. Like Davy Crockett.
That's good.
Oh, Harper, come on, man. Y'all don't take nothing serious, bro. Bunch of fucking idiots. Think you're fucking funny, you ain't fucking funny. Somebody needs to tell y'all that.
Somebody does need to tell us that. That's true.
Okay.
We've been waiting for somebody to tell us that.
Doc, any other thoughts on these two?
Oh, man, we are not done with them in the evening, though. So, Harper, they will be back.
That's great.
I feel bad because I do not like making fun of Z-Man. I really don't. But they are him and Johnny Gunn are so bland. And I can just see Bill Watts going like, yeah, we can do something with these two. And I'm thinking to myself, we can do something with these two. But we got Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton just sitting in the back twiddling their freaking peckers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, let's go to the first match. Scotty Flamingo versus Chris Sullivan. Doc, your thoughts?
We just a few weeks ago talked about Dark Side of the Ring and the prominent role that Raven played in that. I can't believe that's Raven, man.
Yeah,
I said that. I said that from the time he first shows up. I go, look at that dude, and that dude is the dude who becomes Raven. And it's just so crazy to look at because he's so different than that Raven character.
Yeah. So during this, JR tells us that Freddie Miller died.
Yes, I was going to mention that. Freddie Miller passed away. He was a longtime TBS commentator. He passed away recently as of this tape. And so what I found interesting was I looked it up. He passed away on November 25th. This was taped November 16th. So I'm guessing JR is doing the voiceover and not calling this live.
Oh, yeah.
This match, at least, because of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did hear that Freddie Miller passed away.
Can I get 527 since we have a theme tonight?
Will we get Dick dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that I didn't have it written down, but I remember it. So watch old Scotty crossbody to the floor, and then he does the snake.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm.
And then he fluffs his hair. Did you see that?
Yes.
He did a little semi Dr. Tom right there.
Now, one thing I do like in this episode is that there is the enhancement talent is feeling frisky tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was right there, though.
But Sullivan gets a pin attempt, hooks a leg at one point.
You missed it. I'm sorry, Doc. Watch this botch. Raven is about to pull Sullivan into the ring. He's actually about to pull his head down so that Sullivan's neck is supposed to come across the top rope as Sullivan stands on the apron. Well, Sullivan missed the call because instead of just dropping to his knee on the apron and taking the neck shot for the top rope, Sullivan flips over the top rope and lands on Raven. Watch. He felt like a tub of shit. All right. But go ahead. You were saying about the enhancement talent.
Yeah, they get some shine tonight, and he had a little bit of offense. It took a while. And
yeah, it wasn't quick.
It wasn't quick, and then we get to the finish. So I'm going to turn it back over to you for the particulars.
Yeah, so basically it's just a pile driver by Raven, a.k.a. Flamingo, and 1, 2, 3. He's going to win by pin after he pile drives Sullivan, which is odd because we got Orndorff in the house tonight. And
that was my exact comment was, is that his normal finisher? Or should he be doing that? Or what's airtight? I wonder.
He's doing a snake again, yeah. I don't know. I personally wouldn't have done that with Orndorff in the house, but he's Raven and he had a much more successful career than Harper or I, so I'll just leave it at that.
Mm.
What do you think, Harper?
He probably didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
All
right, well.
I don't think Paul Orndorff cared.
Oh.
Speaking of Paul Orndorff, here he is. After the match, he's going to cut a promo.
Like this. Do you think Paul Orndorff was like watching that match?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Makes sense. Well, speaking of Orndorff, let's go to his promo right here.
Okay, Jim, thanks very much. And what a match it will be. The challenge was made last week, and this week it will happen. Ron Simmons against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Right, you know, Ron Simmons is a great world champion. You know, I said I had a surprise for Ron Simmons.
Exactly.
Medusa, come here. Come here, Medusa.
Medusa, what are you doing here?
Obviously, you don't listen. I told everybody last week what my position is with Rick Rude.
Yeah, what's she doing here?
Let me tell you something, Ron Simmons. When it's all over and done with, I'm going to show you what Mr. Wonderful is all about.
What a match it will be a little bit later on, fans. When we come back on TBS, we'll talk about the King of Cable competition. Stay with us.
All right, so just a quick promo from Orndorff, and he's putting Ron Simmons on notice again. Thoughts, Doc?
She said her position was with Rick Rude. I don't get it.
I can't make sense of a lot of the things they do here, so I'm not going to defend anything or whatnot.
Well, Ron Simmons is in trouble. The belt's in jeopardy.
The belt is in jeopardy. All right, well, we'll continue. Harper, unless you got thoughts.
No.
They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right. Jim Ross throws to a recap of the King of Cable tournament and reminds us we will see the final at Starrcade, which is Sting and Vader, since they're the last two men standing. And they are, again, the final will be at Starrcade. I like that. I mean, this whole King of Cable thing is kind of just came out of the blue, but anyway, it's fine because we're going to get those two going at it. So I think that was the right thing to do. I also think having those two in that match, it makes for a better use of them at Starrcade. We're going to see less tag matches in Battle Bowl at Starrcade, and I think that's a good thing.
They have did what just pop up at WCW promoters?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember what JR said though. Hold on, let me see.
Tournament. Honoring the 20 years of wrestling tradition on TBS, it's the King of Cable Tournament. WCW promoters with cooperation from WCW Magazine selected this.
Okay, so it's bullshit. It's a work.
Okay. Because I was like, what promoters?
Yeah,
all of them.
Just, yeah.
Like it's the NWA or something.
Yeah, no. They're working it. It sounds good, right? When you don't know any better at the time.
We went down to the local bank at the boardroom and had the Smoky Mountain board of directors.
Right. Yeah. Good shit. Hey, Doc, did you listen to that Jeff Daniels episode yet on Live and in Color with Wolfie D?
I have not. I have downloaded it, though.
I did listen to the part today where he talks about Sullivan blasting him in the back of the head with that chair.
What'd he say? It was bullshit?
No, I mean, he didn't really go off on him, but I won't spoil it
know.
for you. Yeah, I won't spoil it for you. All right, let's continue. Did you have any thoughts from this King of Cable segment where they just basically recap the who's left?
No.
I tell you, dude, you don't realize how big Tony Atlas is when you see him there going up against Vader.
That's what I said when we reviewed that match.
That's what we said about that. Yeah, we said, dude, he looks like huge here.
Yeah,
and he's not he wasn't at his peak, top physical condition, but he was still a big bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when he stands next to Vader, he's like just as tall. His shoulders are bigger. He's more defined, whereas Vader's more of just a big mass. But I don't know. I had disagreed with Jim Ross on that call because Jim Ross was like, "Oh my God, look at the size of Vader," and I'm like,
"I know.
Look at Tony Atlas. He's not small. Like,
yeah, he's out there, sniffing feet and getting beat."
Oh, come on! That rhymed.
Yeah, I had to figure out something.
And as Harper has always said, he never got the foot fetish.
I never did, bro.
They were like,
well, do you think that Mike, you sit here and say people are tuning in, they're talking about fucking feet fetishes and dick dancing. Do you ever think that anybody tunes in and goes, why is that third guy in the booth's voice sound so fucking weird? And it's not mine for a change. Harper in deep state mode. I wonder what new listeners think of that.
I don't know what the new listeners think if they stick around that long, but I do know the old listeners, they swear up and down that I'm doing something.
It's all a work, brother.
And we don't do anything. Harper's voice just changes on us.
And we never know when it's going to happen. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's not planned.
I don't know what's going on.
We're not.
We don't either, and it's great.
It's not that great anymore. I mean,
no, it's great.
At first, it was okay. Never mind. It's great. I'm sorry. Don't hit me.
Speaking of things that aren't great, we got Cactus Jack versus Van Hammer here, And boy, this just pissed me off to no end.
This did not set the tone. Now, I have a question, and I don't know if we talked about this. It sounds like something Harper would have brought up, but I can't remember. Why is Heavy Metal Van Hammer from New York City?
Yeah, I think he would have been from L.A., huh?
Right. Oh, that's all I got.
don't know.
I'm gonna let you two.
About this match, Mike.
I'm gonna let you two hammerheads tell me why he's from New York.
You think they would have built him from like the Sunset Strip or something?
There you go. That's exactly right. Because that's where all the metal bands went out to get signed.
Yeah.
Well, this organization still can't spell Arn, so I mean.
Okay, so I got a bad feeling here.
Oh, I got a bad feeling too about this match. So I'm gonna go to the 20:05 mark. Or did it already happen? Oh, they spill to the outside, and then Hammer does
same timestamp, brother.
Okay, so Hammer belly to belly suplexes Cactus on the floor.
Oh, watch this, Harper.
Oh. Zero give.
So belly to back.
What do we need pads for?
That didn't feel good. In fairness, Cactus has done much worse. But that wasn't what pissed me off. Doc, do I need to go what pissed us both off?
I think you need to. As bad as I don't want you to, I think you need to.
All right. So we get a lariat on Cactus to the back, then a leg drop by Hammer. And Hammer pins Cactus Jack clean in the middle of the ring.
That's bullshit.
I think he said it exactly right, Mike. We're gonna beat lots of really, really big Hall of Famers here tonight. He's just the first.
I have no comment about what we just watched. Now, Cactus Jack is not what Cactus Jack becomes, but he's came a long way. It's late 92. And I don't see anything in Van Hammer at all. And yet, that's what we do to Cactus right there. All right.
I don't know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to continue because there's really nothing else to say about Hammer beating Cactus Jack. And that's Jim Ross takes us to the Starrcade Control Center. And we see a couple of quick promos from Rude and Simmons and Bad about Starrcade. But I didn't have anything of note. Did you, Doc?
It wasn't good because all the promos are short and don't have any heat. But I wonder if you really took those reel-to-reels back there behind JR, if it's a bunch of Chippendale dancers.
Dude, oh God, that looks cheesy, huh?
A little bit. But it didn't back then, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't look at it through today's eyes.
Yeah. I like this, how they're like standing in space.
Yeah. Not saying anything.
Yeah.
And this wasn't bad. It's just real quick, and they're not really saying much. I mean, they literally got like 20 seconds to cut a promo, and it just they don't have any time. Which, by the way,
they're in
Doc,
a studio. I get it. It's efficient, but it's not good for heat.
I fast forwarded to when Flair comes back and was looking at that this weekend again.
Okay. I like it.
In the first two episodes, there's two long Flair promos. And it just, I'm like, okay, so Flair walked in the door. This is after Bill Watts is gone, by the way, because it happens right at that time when Watts resigns or is fired, depending on who and what you believe. And Flair, he's not saying don't wrap me up, but we get a couple of long Flair-esque promos. It's like, oh wow, we're gonna go back in time to 1986 right now. When you first hear it,
we're gonna do things the right way. I like it.
Now I'm not trying to say it went great continuously, but I'm just saying you can sense the difference. And yeah, so it was good. All right, Doc. Go ahead, Harper.
We're about to get into the Eric Bischoff era. That's around the corner.
Yes, when he is gone, we get Bischoff and Ole.
Okay.
Or basically in control. Okay. Right. Now, Doc, I looked up something. I think that's how you spell Shanghai and not with an AI. Because this is now like 4 weeks in a row.
Wait, I want to Google it.
You Google it while I continue to hit play, and Doc and I will talk about this next match. It is Shanghai Pierce and Tex Slazenger versus Rex Cooper and Ian Weston.
When do we hear these two talk is my note here.
Do you have an answer for us?
Yeah, later in the show. But when I took the note, I didn't know that. Would you spell it for us?
SHANGHAI.
See, I was right.
I've seen it spelled with an I, not just in the Chiron, though.
I would win the BTT spelling bee.
Not that I care, but send your hate mail to Luke Hawks if you think it's spelled H-I, and send it to Luke Hawks if you think it's spelled H-A-I. Harper, this is great if people start DMing him as much as he hates.
Awesome.
As much as he hates hearing from fans.
Wow, I wouldn't say that.
People start DMing him. It's like, yeah, we heard on BTT.
You're like, what the fuck y'all talking about?
Nothing, bro. We did nothing. He don't listen, so we could just deny it. All right, on to the match, Doc. Your thoughts?
Well, you see something in this match that you don't see every day of the week.
Which is?
Well, first of all, the two enhancement talents aren't complete turds, which is nice, and they get a little bit of offense. But we see the pin come from a elbow drop.
Yeah, keep it simple. I got no problem with that on a regular Saturday night episode. I mean,
yeah, for real.
Yeah, we don't need nothing spectacular. It's fine. Here it comes. I think
that dude looks like a great value Rob Van Dam, and the other one looked like a great value Tommy Rogers.
Rob Van Dam ain't far off from debuting on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, not.
Is he Robbie V?
Yeah. But he ain't far off.
I know that. Okay. Bring him in. Pin him, too. We'll get Hammer to beat everybody.
So Pierce and Slazenger win, and then we're going to hear from them on the microphone coming up right here. So you acted like you wanted to listen to them talk. So would you like me to hit play, Doc?
I don't really care. I was just wondering when it was going to happen, and then it happened, and I was like, oh, well, there you go. Fuck me.
Well, here it is. We'll just play a quick soundbite. Here it is, as they're going to call somebody out.
What's going on here? I'm not sure that mic's even on.
First of all, I want you people to shut up and listen to what I have to say.
Well, it's rather emotional.
We haven't been here very long, but you people know what we're about. We're about Texas, and Texas doesn't quit, and Texas never backs down from a challenge. You got a couple pretty boys out here throwing challenges around like they were free, while they were spending time in the tanning beds and oiling each other up. But in Shanghai, we're roping and riding and fighting like they got the guts, and you got the guts to take us on.
All right, I had enough of that.
Yeah, man, what the fuck, dude?
The ambient he's not okay. The Ambient Express come out and they put us to sleep with a promo of their own, and
my note here was, if Zink is the best talker of the four, what are we doing?
Oh boy.
Just remember, we can give this TV time, but not Arn and Bobby unless they're taking a loss.
Man.
Hey, they're about Texas. That's what they're about. You live in Texas now. Mike, are you about Texas?
I'm about peace and quiet wherever I'm living.
Well,
what
they
those
needed
two
to.
guys do? Who came up to the ring? Watch them. Yeah, go back, Mike. Watch.
They're coming.
What the fuck are they doing?
I feel like they grabbed the mic. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we had to rent that shit. Don't let them fuck it up.
Yeah. We got to take that shit back to Radio Shack. We saved the receipt.
Fucking Bill Watts will fucking fire us.
The Ambient Express run off the Texans here, and I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going, but it doesn't appear anywhere good.
Yeah. This is
Well, let's go to the next match. It is Steve Austin, and oh, look who it is. Stunning Steve and Arn Anderson. How nice to see Arn. Yeah, great tag team. Not that they were an established tag team, but two hellified talents. They're with Paulie Dangerously, and they're taking on Kensuke Sasaki and Eric Watts. I wonder what's going to happen here.
Damn, bro.
Doc, your thoughts?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Fuck, Eric Watts must be bulletproof at this point, huh?
I've got a terrible feeling, as a matter of fact.
Got any timestamps for me before I go to my first one? Or no?
No.
All right. So Arn is selling his knee, and we're told, he's been hurt recently. They keep talking about this knee. So just keep that in mind, because that's going to be a theme going into the rest of this year and early in January. But I did have a timestamp right here, because Sasaki hits this kick to Arn, and Arn just sells it as only he can. Like, boop. Because he knows what he's doing. That was one of my timestamps before the finish, so I'll go to you, Doc.
Serious question here. And I don't know the answer to it, so I'm putting it out there. I know at one point, like 3 years prior, JR had wanted Muda to be a baby face. And maybe Muda could, because he had a little bit of charisma. But in 92, are we ready for a Japanese baby face? And if so, is it Sasaki? Nothing against him.
No. This guy he has zero personality.
Yeah, we could have handled it. It would have needed to be Muda.
Okay.
Because, it could have been Muda back in 89.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But didn't they say that Gary Hart kind of was gatekeeping there?
Yeah, Gary Hart didn't want it. But if you
he was building fences.
Yeah, he didn't. Okay. He didn't want that. But yeah,
okay.
Hell yeah, that's what it needed to be.
Okay,
no doubt.
Now you know what it's like to. How you doing, Mike?
Ooh.
That was Hiro Matsuda trying to buy JYD and Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
Before Michael Hayes, you know what's ironic? I got an email today about that clip. So I went to the YouTube channel to look at the comments. What the email from somebody that was triggered. They were mad because no matter how many times we said it was racist and we did not defend it, they were mad because we were laughing at it. I'm like, dude, go jump off a bridge if that's what triggers you. But anyway, because I'm like, we called it racist. We were like, this is racist. Like this, like what Dog did. When he did his eyes and the mockery. Oh no, we don't want. We were like, bro, this is racist. Anyway, so I go to the channel and I see a comment on there about somebody who's, also triggered by it. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with people?
Because it was making fun of Asian people or making fun of blacks?
Bro, we weren't making fun of anybody.
Right.
We were reacting to it.
Making fun of them.
Well, I'm saying, like, who was he standing up for? The Asians?
I don't know. Just was mad that we were laughing at it.
Okay.
Didn't really state that case.
I'm sorry. that our humor hurts your feelings.
Dude, it wasn't. I challenge anybody to watch that and not laugh at the absurdity.
Uh-huh.
Like, you can't, if you can watch that and your first reaction is only, oh my God, I'm so offended. Like,
why are you watching wrestling? Why are you watching wrestling?
I get flabbergasted by the things that I'm saying. I'm like, man, you people need something in life.
Listen to him, everybody.
God damn, Michael.
I'm like, some of you need things in life to really, really make you upset. If a promo from almost 40 years ago made you mad. Now remember, they bleeped out Hayes in that promo because he called Matsuda slant-eyed, and then he called him the J word and then the C word.
I'm uncomfortable. The C word?
Yeah.
For like Chinese people?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I thought you.
So Harper actually made the point, if you remember, during that segment. What did you say?
I said I thought you meant cunt.
No, Harper actually made the point during that segment, was like, China and Japan are two different countries.
Yes,
but he combined the two.
Back then, bro, it was all the same.
That's what you made that point actually in that segment. But I'm like mad because we were laughing at the absurdity of it.
Okay.
I'm like, so when I laugh when I'm watching All in the Family because Archie Bunker's a racist prick, am I not supposed to laugh because like he's a racist prick? It showed how much of a heel he was.
It showed, maybe you're the problem, Michael.
I think that's exactly what this is.
Society has changed so. Like, I feel like that when I'm watching wrestling and something is offensive. I'm like, we used to have stuff on TV like Archie Bunker and All in the Family, and we used to be able to like watch that and go, "Oh, that guy's an asshole," like Archie was, but we would laugh at it. But we would say he was like, for me at least, I'd be like, "Oh, bro, that dude's an asshole." Like, but then you had the opposite side where Edith wasn't like anything like her husband, and then you had the son-in-law, Meathead. Like, so it was a perfect little story in it. Like, Meathead called Archie the racist that he was, and Archie was the racist. And
that wasn't safe to put out then. They just didn't give a shit and broke down the barriers and had that conversation. But you can't have a conversation anymore. If everything is taboo, then when's it out in the open for us to discuss it and break down the walls like Jericho?
That's my point. Like about like Jericho. That's what I'm saying. Like when we were talking about that segment, and it's happened more than once. We talked about Rocky King when the whole Ric Flair segment, and when he called him a boy, and Rocky's in the ring.
We love Rocky King
dancing. I'm like, what do you want me to say? I said it was racist. What more do you want from me? You don't want me to laugh? So now you want to dictate how I react to something?
Yeah.
I don't know what this, bro. I can't. I like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm watching old wrestling. It's 40 years ago. Well, not this. This is 32 years ago. But anyway, I hate to go down that path, but it just, Harper brought it up and I got contacted about that today.
You got triggered.
So around the 38-minute mark, I thought it was good that, Arn gets to the ring. Arn gets to the tag, and then Stone Cold gets in and is going to tag him back in, and he goes, "Are you all right? Can you go?" That's good psychology, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the content of this match. These two teams are getting after it. But what I do want to know is, did Arn have boo-boo face on the way to the ring?
I don't think he did.
He should have.
But he's not happy. He'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just like, the checks are clearing.
Yep. It's not like you can go back to WWE. So
right.
So Arn misses a knee drop off the top rope. Eric Watts moves barely. All 4 guys end up in the ring. Eric then puts the STF on Arn in the middle of the ring, and Arn gives up. And my comment was, wrong team won. I don't know what else to say at this point about this.
Okay, so why do you submit Arn, as JR says, for the first time, for nothing on a Saturday night?
I mean, are you seriously asking me that, or do you know the answer and you're just...
So far, we've beat WWE Hall of Famer Cactus Jack with Dan Hammer, and Stone Cold Steve Austin has been part of the losing team to Eric Watts, and Arn Anderson submitted to it.
Bro, just wait till Bill Watts is gone and Arn starts cutting shoot promos on Watts. You're gonna be giving Arn the Rolex. I don't remember exactly the promo. There's one he cuts before Bill is gone. That is a shoot. And then there's another one he cuts like right after he leaves, a week or 2, 3 weeks after he leaves. And it's like, holy crap. Bill Watts is on blast. Like he tells Eric something like, your political capital is gone now. And the line is just great.
Speaking of Bill Watts being on blast, here we go.
Yeah, let's go to Bill Watts. We got to hear from him here.
He ought to manage the snooze patrol.
He's up close and personal with... Oh, shoot. Is it? I got to go a little bit further. He ought to manage who? He ought to manage who?
He ought to manage Zink and Gunn, the snooze patrol.
God. Yeah, that'd be great. Let's go to Bill Watts with Schiavone now on Up Close and Personal. Here it is.
Back to WCW Up Close, and I'm very happy to be talking with the Executive Vice President, the man in charge of wrestling.
Before we go, look at Watts. Just look at him.
Man.
He looks 72 years old.
Yeah. He looks like he's
mad at you for stepping on his lawn.
And he owns the Ace Hardware.
Now, you boys keep your hands where I can see them. I don't want you to shoplifting any of my stuff.
Looks like he's mad just because you live 2 states from him away and you're breathing oxygen.
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's got that Mr. Wilson look. Like Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. All right, let's go to it now. Here it is.
Operations with World Championship Wrestling, Cowboy Bill Watts. And Bill, thanks a lot for your time. A lot of questions going on in World Championship Wrestling. I wanted to ask you to maybe address some of the issues for us. We saw not too long ago, as a matter of fact, last week right here on WCW Saturday Night, after a brawl, Sting came out with a 2x4, broke it over the back of Big Van Vader. What do you think about that?
Well, 2 things, Tony. First of all, people are always asking me, when are you going to clean up WCW, or when are you going to stop all the things that happen? You can make all the rules and regulations you want, and you can't stop or totally control an emotional sport like wrestling, like pro football, like ice hockey, like anything else. So I don't advocate that Sting use a 2x4. However, I've often used in this example Dusty Rhodes, myself, Ole Anderson, Thunderbolt Patterson, all the great wrestlers of the past certainly didn't go cry to the officials and the referees to handle their dirty work for them. So sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. And I guarantee you, Vader and all the things they've done to Sting, I think he's about up to here. And I was really glad to see him break out and really go ballistic a little bit and take matters in his own hand. I guess I have to be. You know, years ago, I walked tall with a 2x4 also. Right. And it's pretty dadgum effective.
Well, Vader has been involved with many things. He broke the back of young Joe Thurman. Many people have written in to say, how can a guy like this continue to compete in World Championship Wrestling doing things like that? And I'm sure he's lost a great deal of money because of his actions.
Well, first of all, it was a legal maneuver, the powerbomb.
That's right.
He was in a handicap match. He was against 2 guys.
Right.
Injuries happen. You know, I remember Fred the Hammer Williams when he played for the Oakland Raiders. He was an intimidator. And I know down deep, whenever he put somebody out of commission, he wasn't gloating over the fact their career was over, but the tough hit, when you're full of that adrenaline and that's your job, you certainly get excited about it. And when you're an intimidator, you're not going to back down and apologize on public TV. I know Big Vader, that certainly he's not proud of Joe Thurman's injury, but when he gave him that power bomb and put him away, he's not going to back off from it either. Just like, you know, the injuries to Joe Theismann or to Utley or all these different guys that get hurt, the guy that does it to him doesn't want it to be a career-ending injury. But when you're pumped full of adrenaline, it's a contact sport, and you're wanting to whack them good and hard, you're so exhilarated that when you do something really cold, hard, and crisp, it excites you.
Speaking of intimidators, one of the biggest intimidators in WCW has to be ravishing Rick Rude. And basically, what I want you to talk about is the situation going on between Rude and your son, Eric. Just last week, he made the challenge to Eric, and he's made it personal between himself and the Watts family. What's your feeling on this whole situation?
Well, unfortunately, you can't divorce the two. My son Eric, who came into pro wrestling, is getting a lot of heat from a lot of sources, a lot of it because of me. But he's had to deal with that his entire life. If I was just directing his career, I would not want him to take on somebody like Rude yet. I just don't think it's quite time. He doesn't have the experience. But I can't protect him. And I'm not the one that's directing his career. We have a booking committee. And I want to say one thing. I don't think Eric really would go out and seek Rick Rude, because Rick Rude is one of the top wrestlers in the world today. However, Eric is not going to back down. And when you're called out, you may as well go step forward and try them on. They still put their pants on one leg at a time. Yeah, some of them are a heck of a lot tougher, but you got to get into it. You got to be there. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So as a father, yes, I'm concerned for Eric, because I don't want him to get a career-ending injury because of the animosity developed by these other guys. But I'll say another thing. Do you think Rick Rude or anybody would cut anybody any slack that they thought was a rookie? Do you think they'd give them any break? They're like wolves out there, and they're preying on the weaker. So it's the law of survival in professional sports. And if Eric's going to survive, he's got to kick it in gear.
Okay, one final question for you. We're in the midst of a tremendous youth movement in World Championship Wrestling with Eric, with Dustin Rhodes, with this youngster Too Cold Scorpio. Why the youth movement in World Championship Wrestling, Bill?
Well, when I came back to wrestling, most of the stars in professional wrestling were stars when I sold my business. Most of the stars for the WWF and most of the stars here. And they're great athletes, but it's just like any other team, like a team in the NFL. When it gets to where all of its stars have been around for a long, long time, they sometimes get kind of set in their ways, they get a comfort zone, and it gets a little bit stale. One thing about it, people want to see what's new and different. There hasn't been a lot of new in wrestling, and I think youth has always got to be integrated into whatever you have. They've got to be thrown in there. They've got to realize that if they can knock some of these top guys off, it creates an opportunity for them to become the star. Where were all these guys 9-10 years ago that are the stars of today? They were climbing and clawing their way to the top. Now they've been there a long time. I think it's great to have some people that haven't had the opportunity to be exposed and to be shown and to given the chance to try to move up and take those top positions. And I think all the fans at home are going to be the beneficiary of all this action with these fresh people.
Okay, Bill, listen, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Tony.
All right, Bill Watts on WCW Up Close.
He's not wrong about bringing in young talent. There is something to that, but I just don't want to see Eric Watts as part of the young talent. That point I can understand. Like, I get the young talent, like the Scorpios, and there's going to be more young talent coming too. So I understand that. But everything else, bruh. Doc, your thoughts?
My thing is, I get what you're saying, but you can't bring them in just to bring them in. You have to bring someone that's better than them, or someone that will be better than them. And these people that they're bringing in are, what'd you call them? The Gunn and Z-Man, bro. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? That's
the
so
Ambient
fucking
Express?
spectacular, bro.
Yeah, the Ambient Express, the Sleep Monsters. It's just,
bruh. I guess that's why Orange is fucking pissed. I guess that's who he may have been talking to.
When I sold my business. Okay.
You know what kills me? Like, so in a kind of hypocritical way, he's the old guy who is saying essentially the old guys need to step aside and the young guys need to prove themselves. Well, if I were to use that same logic, maybe you're old and really need to let the young people like JR and Tony Schiavone and some of these other dudes who now have been in this business a while, maybe. Now, and I'm saying, I don't know about Schiavone because I don't know how good he is at it, but I know JR is pretty damn smart when it comes to booking stuff and whatnot. Like, so were you leaning on JR? Because I don't get the feeling he was. Like, when you hear JR talk about this era, he doesn't make it sound like that. So if it's the same for the wrestlers, maybe it should be the same for you too, Bill. You're old and out of touch.
My whole thing was was different than that. Is he's happy that Sting took matters into his own hands like that. Mr. Law and Order was happy that we broke the rules, but then he says he knew, man, Vader broke that dude's back, and he's like, I'm sure he didn't feel great about it. Why not? He's a monster.
Yeah, bro, I didn't even address that issue because I beat that horse to death last week about the 2x4.
So the whole point there is he's not even consistent with what he thinks his own logic about the sport ought to look like.
Well, and the other part is, like, if you watched Mid-South Wrestling in the 80s, a little bit different scenario, but I'm going to throw this kind of example in there because it happened a lot. Oftentimes, Bill Watts would have one of the wrestlers at the commentary table. Sure. With Boyd Pierce or Jim Ross or whatever. And the rule was you could be out there, but if you were out there and got involved, you got a $2,500 fine. Meaning if you left the commentary table and got involved with the match, Bill Watts would fine you. I lost count of how many times he fined people for getting up and getting involved in matches, right? This is a little bit different because Sting kind of comes from behind Vader and cracks him with a 2x4. But to the point you made and I made last week, you're Law and Order. You were Law and Order back in the 80s when I was watching you book this stuff, even though I didn't know you were the booker. All of a sudden now, oh no, I understand where Sting coming from. Like I said, I beat that horse to death last week, but so there's no fine? Like, what are we doing? You're not even consistent with your logic, which is the point you were making. The hypocrisy is stunning.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, he mentioned when he was talking about the youth movement, he mentioned most of the stars were older when he came back. Who's so old when he came back? Like who's he talking about?
I was kind of wondering that myself. I was hoping that maybe you could help me with that, but
I mean, Arn and Bobby are.
They're not that old.
But they ain't that old. I mean, Rick Rude's been around the block a time or two, but I mean, he's not that old and hasn't overstayed his welcome. Like Austin is not old. Larry Zbyszko was the old guy of the Alliance.
And Michael Hayes.
Right. Yeah, Michael
maybe
Hayes.
in Hayes is old, but so I mean, and he got rid of Jimmy Garvin. So I mean, like, he's talking about like, oh, these old guys. Bruh, I'm not complaining what I'm about to say. We're watching Paul Orndorff versus Ron Simmons right now. Paul Orndorff's an old guy. So what are you saying? Oh, you'll take the old guys you think should get the shot, but you've got loyalty to certain old guys. Others you just don't care about, like Arn and Bobby, which that just blows my mind.
Which, by the way, Bobby, I looked. Orndorff's 43 here. He looks like $1 million.
He looks great. Yeah. I'm not, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not bagging on him for having Orndorff there. I think it's a good idea.
For being all over the place and making no sense.
Yeah. It's just, it's inconsistent when he's delivering these messages and it's just dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll move along now to the match. It's Paul Orndorff with Medusa is managing him versus Ron Simmons. As the entrances are taking place, Jim Ross does say, I don't like this because where Medusa goes, Rude will follow. So he mentions that. And JR also mentions Rude will battle Simmons at Starrcade 92. And then we catch some audio of Jim Ross talking about Orndorff had been feuding with Garvin in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Nothing fancy, but it is brought up again, and I think we kind of talked about that last week as well. As far as the match, we got two guys here throwing haymakers and slugging away and grabbing a hold every now and then. But, Doc, let me go to you because this is the main event of the show. See if you got anything.
Well, that's what we heard last week, is that he was having problems over his robe in Smoky Mountain, but he got a new one, so...
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. It's good. These are two tough motherfuckers right here. That was my first note. I don't want to mess with either one of these two. I want both of these guys to think highly of me at all times.
No doubt.
I'm fearful in general around them. They start off and they're throwing bombs, and Paul is just hard charging on it, man. He's into the promotion to win this title.
He threw a drop kick. We saw it a little while ago. That was, I mean, Paul Orndorff wasn't known for drop kicks, and it looked good.
Yeah, and at one point he uses the head scissors. Always loved the head scissors. Wish it was still used today.
Yeah,
he sold him for Rod.
When you were a kid and you were either the older sibling or cousin putting that move on, or you were the younger one having it put on you, the head scissors hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder if kids, Harper, y'all both know this. We put moves on our friends and cousins and whatnot. I wonder if these kids nowadays still do that.
I got in front of that shit real fast because doing it when I was a kid and going to the hospital as a parent were two different things. So I had to talk real quick about how what we see on TV is not going to be occurring in the house.
I mean, Harper, how many times you slapped the figure 4 on one of your friends?
Oh, yeah,
As
dude.
many
Me and
times
Randy used to fucking do that shit.
Randy is here. Matt Wilson just blew a load. Randy. Harper and Randy used to put moves on each other, wrestling moves. Tell us more, Harper.
He used to have this huge teddy bear that was as big as we were. And, yeah, we used to throw that thing around and body slam it. Suplex. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It sure was.
Sometimes I wish that was what my day entailed, would be that kind of thing instead of the life we're living.
I'll wrestle you.
Okay,
right.
that sounds good. I'll be down in about 8 hours.
All right, let's continue. Doc, anything else from this match? These two got after it.
As you start to head to the finish, I have some thoughts.
They
All right,
say,
well, I'm going to go to...
Paul Orndorff had that deal with his arm.
I think that's next year.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was trying to look for it.
No, I thought
we talked about
happened.
it in Smokey, and he didn't look at either, and this is the same time. So I think it's soon, but not yet.
Okay.
Are you sure? I thought it already happened.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying shit.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
All right, I was going to work towards the finish, but you were about to say something.
We've been doing this shit for 9 years, and you think I'm a credible source on anything?
But you're an industry expert.
I'm an industry insider. I'm not an expert.
Insider.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris Zoncha loves when you say that, just so you know.
Well, he also likes Motorhead, so that makes him a good kid.
Yeah.
He's a great kid. See, look, I thought one of his arms looks a little smaller.
Yeah, I think it's the right arm.
You can't say that. Now you're going to get us in trouble on the internet.
Yeah.
We're discriminating against arms.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think it's the right arm.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's the right arm. I think it already happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like toothpick small, but it's definitely smaller.
Yeah. I mean, he still looks good. I mean, it's not.
Oh yeah, dude. And he's fucking middle aged here.
Right. But he's younger than we are right now, so.
I know, bro. But we're getting so old.
Thanks.
All right, Doc. I was getting ready to work towards a finish, but what'd you have?
What is Well, we need Rick Rude to come out.
Well, yeah. Let me work towards it, and then we'll
They
get
said
there.
that move for a while, though.
Yeah, they did. All right, so here we go. Finish. Simmons catches Orndorff with a power slam and goes for the pin, but Medusa slaps Simmons to stop the pin. Simmons then is going to go after her, and then here comes Rude from the back to protect Medusa. And JR did say, where Medusa goes, Rude follows. Simmons then...
Yeah, but watch Rick Rude here. He didn't go after Ron. That's Ron Simmons' fault. Rick Rude was just protecting his lady.
All right. Well, right, because she belongs to him, right? Okay.
Yes. Get used to it.
In the words of Dusty Rhodes, don't you ever put your hands on her again. She belonged to me now. What a line. So Simmons slugs Rude on the floor, and then he gets back into the ring. Orndorff runs into the ref. We get a ref bump because that's Bill Watts booking 101, I can tell you right now. He loves bumping refs. The ref's down. Simmons is on the outside now after a double bump that sent Simmons outside the ring. Rude then pile drives Simmons on the concrete on the floor because remember, there's no pads. And Simmons is now down. Orndorff wakes the ref, and the ref counts to 10. Oof. Orndorff wins by pin over Simmons. Orndorff wins by count out over Simmons. Very interesting. I mean, I don't hate it because it's a count out and the belt doesn't change hands, and I like this rather than pinning a champ clean in the middle of the ring. But this was something. So, Doc, any thoughts on how they did the finish?
I thought it was good, and he got Paul driven on the floor. He should be dead. If next week, he needs to be out there in a neck brace and a cane and blind and all kinds of shit, selling this for the pay-per-view. I like it because all three guys involved in it are credible as all hell. I thought it was good.
So, Harper, what do you think about how they did the finish where, Ron's the champion?
It was great. I mean, this is a great main event. You got two top-of-the-line guys.
How can Ron Simmons go defend his title in 1 month when he just was murdered on the pavement at center stage?
At least he sold it and didn't pop up. I mean,
nope. Right. He sold the shit out of it. Should have been a stretcher job, but you know.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
We'll continue though now. So we're gonna go now to Rick Rude and Medusa, who are now gonna cut a promo after the match, and this is how they're gonna go off air after the promo. Here it is.
Wishing Rick Rude and Ron Simmons just 30 days away at Starrcade for the heavyweight championship of the world. We know that. But why attack the world's champion in this match with Paul Orndorff?
You know, Ross, the man learned to roam the streets at night. He learned how to and he learned how to fight in the ghetto. But one thing that Ron Simmons did not learn in the ghetto was that you don't touch Ravishing Rick Rude's property. You keep your hands off from my woman. Tonight, Jim Ross, Ron Simmons was taught a valuable lesson. Now 30 days from today, Starrcade 92. Once again, Ron Simmons will be forced to visit the School of Hard Knocks. And once again, Ron Simmons, Ravishing Rick Rude, will teach you a very valuable lesson. Ron Simmons, what's mine is mine, and what's yours will be mine. See you at Starrcade.
And fans, we will see you tomorrow on the main event for everyone here at TBS. Good night, everybody.
I thought that was pretty good. I don't know what they bleeped out. I tried to read his lips.
Steel.
I couldn't catch it. Why would they bleep out Steel?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was really odd. But here we are with men possessing women. Don't touch my property.
Hands off. Private property, hands off. Remember that song, Doc?
No.
Oh, it's fucking Judas Priest.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell because between Deep State and the lack of tune, it was hard to pick it up.
That's nice.
Okay.
Did you say the lack of tune?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Making sure. I was like, why did he say the lack of poon?
No, not poon. But Judas Priest would be a lack of poon.
Chris Zonch is loving that Judas Priest talk right now. All right. Thoughts on the promo, Doc?
I thought it was really good. He's putting into doubt what's about to happen to Ron Simmons. And it's credible.
Agree.
He just told you what would happen if you did something. You did it. He reacted. That's how you back it up.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be that difficult.
It ain't that hard.
It's good stuff.
But he is talking about possessing a woman. Don't touch my property. You keep your hands off my woman.
Yeah, but if somebody was messing with your girl at down at Applebee's Friday night, you'd be like, keep your hands off my woman.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's all he's saying. He's just turning it up a bit because it's wrestling.
So it wasn't like Dusty when Dusty was like, don't you ever put your hands on her again. She belong to me now.
That was a different time.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, on that note, we got to rate it and hand out the Toot Toot Award. Before we do so, just a quick reminder, please consider becoming a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. A great way to support the show. You get 400 plus Patreon exclusive shows, including the Clash of the Champions, the pay-per-views that we do, the ECW shows with the JV Goon Squad, the NWA Power shows, the Dark Side of the Ring reviews, and so much more available only on Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. All right, Doc, I'll go to you first. What are you going to rate this one? It was only a little over an hour without the commercials.
Yeah, but there were some egregious violations. I'm giving this a C.
I'm not going to go that low. It's going to be a B-, but I can't lie to you. That Bill Watts stuff was just stupid, and then the whole Johnny Gunn and Z-Man, Jesus. Yeah. But, we had a really good main event, and then Rick Rude cuts a really good promo. So, to be fair, I'm going to give it the B- because of that. But, I wasn't too happy with Cactus and Arn taking pins again.
Yeah.
Right.
What you think, Harper? What do you rate it?
A B-.
All right.
Yeah.
Who gets the Rolex, Doc?
I'm going to go against popular convention here, but I feel like Arn needs something. So I'm giving Arn that shit for eating the pin.
I thought about doing the same thing, but I got to be fair and give it to Rick Rude.
Now, if we're playing fairsies, I'm going to give it to Rick Rude. But I feel like Arn needs something because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you because I truly thought to myself, man, I need to go ahead and just give this to Arn for. Oh, I even thought about Cactus. I mean,
too.
Yeah,
it's a mercy Rolex.
It is a mercy. It's a pity Rolex.
Yeah.
Harper, who are you giving yours to?
I was giving mine to Gunn Z Cabaricci's, but I'm gonna give it to Rick Rude.
All right. Well, so there you go. Clean sweep, pretty much. Well, you gave it to Arn, but we get it. On that note, we are almost ready to get out of here. Doc, I know you probably got to drop, but if you don't have to, I do have a question for Harper about the next Wildkat show. Harper, when isn't it? What's the date on it? June what?
June 1st.
Okay, so this is going to drop the night before that. So if you're listening to this, we hadn't plugged Wildkat in a while, but Harper will be there. I would tell you where it's at, but Harper's just going to say, go to Wildkat Sports on Facebook, and you can find it there.
It's
right,
Crescent
Harper?
City Christian School.
Oh, we know the location on June 1st.
Yeah.
Crescent City Christian School.
Crescent City Christian School. The
Right.
KKK.
K. The Triple C, dog.
Oh, Triple C. Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah.
Crescent City Christian.
No, Mike, 4 in the fucking morning.
See, there he goes. He gets frustrated.
Christ.
He gets frustrated. He can't.
Do you know what your responsibilities will be on that evening?
I'll be commentary and I'll be running around.
You got any managerial duties that evening?
I don't know yet.
Okay, that's right. You know why? Because card's subject to change.
That's right.
Going to be a fun night, though, probably. It'll be a great show.
If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you get out there and support Harper.
That's right, June 1st.
On the Gulf Coast, check it out. If you want more information, just go to Wildkat Sports and Entertainment on Facebook. You can see the full card. You can see where to get tickets and all that good stuff. I'm sure you'll be able to buy tickets at the door, but if you want to get them in advance, you will be able to get them off the link that's on Facebook.
Now, if you're there,
where is it? It's at Wildkat Facebook's /underscore.com shit, right, Mike?
Well, you should know that. I would just say go to Facebook and then search Wildkat Sports and Entertainment, and you will find it there. And you'll know you're looking at the right Wildkat because it's the only Wildkat that's in New Orleans.
That's right, Wildkat with the K, bitch.
Whoa.
There you go. As he sounds very aggressive.
He's the world's most aggressive marketer.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention that because we don't quite plug shows often anymore, and it's, we probably should. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned the upcoming Wildkat show. Anyway, on June 1st.
Kevin
Doc,
Nash is going to be there.
Oh,
there you go. Kevin Nash. Big Sexy will be there. Nash,
ask him if he can do some dick dancing and go, well, your name's Big Sexy.
Dude, with his knees, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 8 years ago. I remember Harper was saying he was at some party that Nash was at, and he was like, dude, his knees are shot.
It was during the whole WrestleMania deal.
Yeah.
Last time it was here.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. You were like,
yeah, you say, man, yeah, his knees are really,
Shizot.
Yeah.
Sucks, dude, to get old. All right. Yeah. On that note, Doc, anything else?
Hey, looking forward to next week. Birthday. We'll all wear our birthday suits to the show. Celebrating 9 years of something, whatever it is you think of us. That's what we'll be celebrating. 9 years, man. Never missed a week.
I don't know if you can wear a birthday suit.
Oh, never missed a show in 9 years.
That's right.
Never missed one. All right, Harper. Well, I ain't got nothing else. Now that we got all the plugs out of the way, why don't you hit the tagline and we can roll?
Book it, biatch.